Halloween is coming. I'm left-wing libertarian, and this is...
Oh, I thought you were Jon Snow.
Oh.
Confused me for a minute.
It's my alternative ego.
Oh, I'm Anna from BeautyGirlsMom.com, and welcome to our Halloween special.
So the big thing we have to talk about is, it's October 1st. Is there anywhere we can go in Orlando for our Halloween vacation?
Well, there absolutely is places that you can go in Orlando for your Halloween vacation. I want to start the show today talking about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party because it really is one of our most favorite things to do in the Orlando area during Halloween.
And if you don't know anything about it, you could look at a previous podcast from a week or two ago where we did talk about it.
We talked briefly about it, but basically Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is exactly that. It's a Halloween party. It's not so scary. You need an extra ticket. Your daytime park tickets will not get you in the theme park. You can dress in costume. There's trick-or-treating, Halloween-themed shows, 2 parades, and stunning fireworks. So it's a lot of fun. It's not scary. You won't encounter zombie attacks on Main Street or anything like that. So it really is fun for the whole family.
So it is no scarier than the Haunted Mansion on a regular day.
It's really not. It's good for children. You'll see characters. You'll see some of the characters in their Halloween costumes. But when I say Halloween costumes for the characters, we're talking about like a bumblebee suit on Winnie the Pooh. You won't find, things attacking you. It's just a fun evening of Halloween fun.
But as guests of the park, we can go in costume.
Everybody can go in costume. There are rules.
Can we bring accessories?
You can bring accessories. This may not be the accessory. First of all, it has to be not violent. And I think that
even though it's a rubber toy though.
Yeah, it's still violent, and it still could be scary for small children. So you want your costumes, whether you're an adult or a child, to be non-obstructive, non-offensive, which... As we've talked about before, though, every accessory that's not part of your costume, you as the parents are going to wind up carrying it for your children after the first 2 minutes. Yes, absolutely. The other thing that I want to mention about costumes, your eyes have to be visible at all times, so it's best not to go with those full face masks. They don't work. But again, it's Florida. A lot of times, especially early in the month of October, it's still really warm. So you don't want to have everything covered. You don't want heavy costumes. And if you're traveling to Disney World from somewhere else and it's got to be packed in a suitcase, you don't want a big fluffy, so not used to seeing you with hair. You don't want
this little hair.
Yeah, that little hair. You don't want a big, bulky costume that you're going to have to worry about packing and then wear when it could possibly be, 75 degrees.
Well, that's a key point about costumes. I mean, I'm wearing, all black, all of which can be folded up easily in a suitcase, and no hair accessories. I let my hair down for today.
You let your hair.
But that easily fits in not only a suitcase, but if you're traveling light, something you could stuff in an overhead bin.
Yeah, so you want it to be convenient. There are certainly costumes available to buy there. Limited sizes. You probably won't find very many adult costumes there at all. You may not find your favorite princess available on any, given day. So if you are planning on going, you can wear absolutely Halloween t-shirt, Halloween sweatshirt. You don't have to go full costume. But if you want to go full costume, especially if your kids want to go full costume, get your costume ahead of time. Make sure that you have it so that nobody is disappointed when the day comes.
If you choose to go and your costume is a pair of jeans and you're going to buy a Halloween t-shirt while you're there, or if it's going to be cold in the local weather forecast, a Halloween sweatshirt, you can certainly find those.
You can find those. Although I will say that the further into the month of October we get, the fewer they're going to be. They're going to be a little more scarce. There's usually merchandise available the night of the Halloween party that's exclusive to the party. So you will find something there. But if you go to World of Disney or any of the gift shops, the Halloween merchandise, just like in other stores, it's going to start to diminish the closer you get to Halloween. Because
shop early. Halloween is coming.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Halloween is coming.
So that's the Mickey's Not So Scary at Disney.
I also want to tell you, price range.
Yes.
You cannot get into the theme park for this party with your regular ticket. You will be escorted out of the park at 7 o'clock. However, if you buy your party ticket, which this year ranges in price for adults from $67 to $71, you're going to pay a little bit more the closer it is to Halloween. You can actually get into the Magic Kingdom starting at 4 o'clock. Not advertised, your ticket will say 7 o'clock, but they do start allowing guests in at 4. This is a really good time if you want to book a dining reservation somewhere in the park. If you want to go to Be Our Guest or Liberty Tree Tavern, it's a good time to go. Get your dinner out of the way, get a little bit of a head start on the party.
Liberty Tree Tavern. It's the hair.
Try to say that 3 times
It's the hair.
fast. Yes.
Yeah. That's why I always trim my bangs so that I can clean my mouth. Liberty Tree Tavern has always been our favorite because if you time it right, you step out of the restaurant and the parade's there.
Yeah, I have to say though, I'm very disappointed that Liberty Tree Tavern at dinner is no longer a character meal. And the only time we really went there was Halloween. But again, we would book an earlier dining reservation before the party started. We would see the characters in Halloween costume, get a couple of good pictures of the kids with the characters, and then, like you said, step right out and you were on the parade route. They do not have the characters there anymore, so it's no longer a character meal.
We actually wanted to show you a picture of us eating in Halloween costume, but all of our pictures of us eating are at Liberty Tree Tavern with the characters in costume.
Yeah, so so it's not to disappoint people. We don't want to show those pictures, but yeah, it's still a good restaurant to walk out. You're right there on the parade route. You got a good spot to see things.
What's the name of that restaurant that we ate as soon as you walk in the Magic Kingdom and you make a right?
Tony's.
Tony's, we had this table where across from us was a glass wall. And we were able to take a selfie of us. So if you were going for Halloween, you could take a selfie of you in costume right there at the table.
Well, the funny thing about that is we were taking a picture of the girls who were sitting across from us, and the way we were seated, it looked like you and I were on the end of the girls because we were in the mirror and they were in the mirror.
So we took a selfie of 4 of us on opposite sides of the table.
So that was fun. But $67 to $71 depending on when you go. You can get in at 4 o'clock. There's 2 parades. We always go to the later parade, mostly because the crowd is starting to thin out. That
now there is no fast pass for the rides at that time. It's get in line and go.
Yes.
But there's much less people, so getting on the rides has always been a lot quicker for us.
Much easier, for the most part. I mean, they do limit the number of tickets that they sell, so you won't have Christmas Day crowds or anything to compete with. The crowds are heavier. Again, the closer you get to Halloween, that's why the tickets are a little more expensive. And for those that are interested, it is already sold out for Halloween. So it's really best to get your tickets for this in advance.
But this is October 1st, and there's tickets available throughout the month. So
yeah, we
go,
double checked right before we came on the air today, and there are still tickets available for most of the other nights, but Halloween is definitely sold out.
Okay. And now the other park in Orlando.
Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
So
there's 2 ways to go. One's during the day and one's at night.
No.
If you go during the day, there is no horror nights, but you can see the props and the buildings and the big stuff that they don't.
And you were told not to say it that way. Okay. And now all of your adoring fans are going to hear you reprimanded.
Well, that would
out
be,
in the cosmos.
Reprimanding me would be your adoring fans.
Yeah, out in the cosmos. He says you can go to Halloween Horror Nights during the day. You can't go to Halloween Horror Nights during the day. You can go to Universal Studios during the day and see some of these sets that they use for Halloween Horror Nights. There is no Halloween horror activity. Yep. You won't be accosted by zombies. You won't get to walk through any of the haunted houses or anything like that. So if you're going with young children, you can certainly see some of the stuff that they use during the party, but none of the horror part will be there.
But for somebody who wants a picture in front of a backdrop or a building to at least experience it, it's not. It's not.
It's not. No. But here's the deal with Halloween Horror Nights. First of all, again, it's offered multiple nights throughout October.
And there are tickets available as of right now for the month of October for many days.
Every day is available, including Halloween. There were still tickets available. Again, an hour ago, there were still tickets available for Halloween. It goes from 6:30 till midnight, most nights. Weekends, they extend those hours till 1 or 2 a.m., depending on the night. And again, closer to Halloween, you get the longer night. So it's 6:30 till 2 a.m. And the prices for Halloween Horror Nights, okay, here's the thing.
Before you talk about prices, You do not go to Halloween Horror Nights in costume.
No, absolutely not.
That's for your safety and everybody else around you.
Absolutely
First off, you might really be hard and run away. And now instead of being in sneakers and shorts or jeans, you're in a costume, trip over, fall, hurt yourself, or hurt someone else. The other thing is anyone in costume is a horror night performer. So there is no confusion with the crowd.
It's horrified.
Horrified?
People can't be horrid.
Hard?
They can be horrified.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you cannot wear costumes. There is no trick-or-treating at Halloween Horror Nights, which there is at Mickey's Not So Scary for everybody, not for anybody at Halloween Horror Nights. So no costumes, no trick-or-treating. If you want to go just for the Halloween party, that's all you're doing at Universal Studios. You're going for Halloween Horror Nights. $96 is the price of admission. Then they have all these options. Overwhelming. Don't know why this is the case. If you have a day ticket to Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure, you can get a discounted ticket for Halloween Horror Nights. It's $42 if you want to add on your Halloween Horror Night pass. Then they have what's called frequent fear passes, where you can purchase passes and go multiple nights to Halloween Horror Nights. Now those passes go all the way up to $250. They start with a minimum number of nights and only the weeknights. And it goes all the way up to all of the nights except Saturday. But you can go the first Saturday that it's offered. So you get the first Saturday and all of the other nights excluding Saturday for the entire month of October. It's 22 nights altogether.
Here's where that's a really good deal, though. If you're local to Orlando, or if you're someone who's on a 2 or 3 week vacation going to Orlando, there really is a lot of horror to see there, along with all the bands, the performances, the actors, the events. Halloween Horror Night in Orlando is not a one-day canned event that is repeated every single day. It has a lot of variety to it, but to take advantage of it, you really have to be local.
Well, the variety is because it's essentially horror improv. I mean, the actors, the characters that are walking around, you can interact with them, and it might be a different experience one night to the next. So yeah, I can see if you live locally. But again, this frequent fear for the 22 nights, plus your express pass, which gets you, it's like the fast pass at Walt Disney World, except they charge you for it. Anyhow, all of that, $250 for the 22 nights at Halloween Horror Nights, plus the express pass. So yeah, if you're going to be there and you want to go to multiple nights, I mean, again, the single day price is $96. So you go 3 times and that pays for your thing, or 2 times plus the fast pass, or the express pass.
Yes.
So there is a way to make it a bargain. Personally, I wouldn't want to pee my pants that many nights during October, and I'm not good with scary things. I would be wetting myself. I would have to include in the price a case of Depends to go to this event. I couldn't do it. Don't recommend it for small children at all. It's terrifying. And again, the actors are there to make it a horrifying experience.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's...
Now, we have a middle child who's currently manning the camera. She likes horror films. To anyone who sees this in the future when she's dating and able to travel, taking her on a weekend trip down to Orlando to go see this. She has previously gone on a trip, whereas the middle child, the poor, unfortunate middle child, we've taken her to Orlando during Halloween and did things like we didn't mention it because it's not that big of a deal, trick-or-treating at SeaWorld party thing. It's fun, but it's not that big of a deal. But, as a date for somebody who wants to go on a couple's date who likes Halloween, this could be a really fun weekend trip. There's shows, there's concerts, there's the scare stuff. You can really pack a lot into this.
You can. If there is somebody watching out there that is going to the Six Flags Great Adventure Halloween horror event, my child would love to tag along with you. She has wimped parents that will not go. Take pity on her. She is the poor middle.
Text messages. We'll pay for her ticket. She just has to take pictures, and then we'll post the pictures on here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
there are other Halloween events in the area. SeaWorld does a Halloween event. We've been to that a few
we just
times.
knocked it a few seconds ago.
Did we knock it?
Well, I did. Yeah. Here's one way though that we did use Halloween Horror Nights. We were on a Disney cruise in October. The cruise docked back at Port Canaveral.
Which, by the way, if you are on a Disney cruise during the month of October, there are trick-or-treat stations. There are holiday events geared around Halloween for cruise passengers.
Yeah. So the same
So
rule
much
applies.
fun.
Pack your light costumes, or you might have packed a Pirates Night costume for Pirates Night or some other themed event on your cruise. But after,
Lots of pirate stuff available. So if you haven't packed something, lots of pirate stuff available on a cruise ship.
or you could multitask and get something like this and turn it into your pirate's cape
You could.
for ice pirates. People, classic movie. You've seen it, right?
Never.
We'll have to review it one day.
We'll have to
Sci-fi classic.
review it someday.
Ice pirates. Back to the cruise. We got off the cruise, and instead of flying, because we try and drive because we pack as many people as we can, we went to our hotel for the night, and the two oldest children in our party went to Halloween Horror Nights that night.
Yeah.
So we went off the cruise ship and had two people at Halloween Horror Nights for the evening. This is an option that you can consider, especially when you plan your flight back. If you're on a cruise, you don't need to fly back as soon as the ship docks in port. There are things you could be doing in the area.
Yeah, there definitely are. But we did. We sent Bridget and my nephew Danny over to Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights.
Who had an awesome time.
And we took the younger kids, Christian and Eilish, to
Mickey's Not So Scary.
Well, Mickey's Not So Scary. So it worked out for everybody. The older kids got scared. The little kids got candy. It was a win-win for everybody.
So if you have an older kid, you could consider parents separating and send one parent to one event and one to the other.
You could, but that's not fun. That's really not fun. So before we wrap up this Halloween thing, Eilish, can you hand me the Chris March costume accessories, please? I just wanted to pitch these costume accessories. If you've been to Target during Halloween season, you will see these styrofoam, really cute, super funny. This is my Beauty Girls Mom costume. These are from the line designed by Chris March from Project Runway, who is phenomenally talented. He does a lot of costumes, and you can also catch Chris March on the upcoming Project Runway All-Stars. Starts on the Lifetime Network October the 30th. But again, these are so much fun. They're super easy. Can't really pack this to go to Disney World unless you have a super big suitcase. But these little glasses, they're so much fun. They're squishy, and it's just over the top fun.
Well, not only that, but these are things that are going to last Halloween to Halloween through your year.
They will. You can put this in the Halloween tub, put it away. All kinds of wigs, pirate costumes. We wanted to dress one of our children this year as a lobster with a t-shirt that said, "I'd rather not be in Maine." I thought that would be hysterical. She didn't go for it. But again, love the Chris March line, and I just wanted to say, that's who made these that I used for the Beauty Girls Mom costume. So if you're in Target, look for the Chris March stuff. And I think
Is that it for today?
I think we are done for Halloween.
Well, remember, Halloween is coming.
Happy Halloween. Don't get scared.